Factorio! Factorio! Is it worth a buy though? Or is it just worth a sing? Let's read. Factorio is a game in which you build and maintain factories. What? Really? Sounds boring. You will be mining resources, researching technology, sounds a bit better, building infrastructure, automating production and fighting enemies. Wow! Use your imagination to design your factory, combine simple elements into ingenious structures, apply management skills to keep it working and finally protect it from the creatures who don't really like you. Sounds like fanboys, guys. So, Factorio, it's currently in late alpha, but don't run away when I say early access. Don't. Stay. Stop. Bolt the doors. Don't let anybody leave the building, or you will be shot at dawn, you swinehunds. This game is awesome. So there you go, straight out of the trap, I have said it. It's not very often I start with a bombshell like that, but this game just is. This game proves that there is hope for early access. I know a lot of people are saying never buy early access. Well, I don't subscribe to that at all. I think that it is a minefield. You have to be careful. There are clearly a lot of people out there looking to rip you off, but this is not one of them. This is a gem. This is a light in a dark place. It is an undigested piece of corn in a turd. That's not a very good analogy. Sorry. It's a good game. That's all you need to know. It's a good game. And it has a shitload of content. I'll just tell you what you get for your money. The early access. You get your campaign, which has a few different missions as the story goes, which is really fun and essential to play, to be honest, if you ever want to get anywhere in this game. You have single player free play, which basically is a big open game where you have to build a rocket defense system on the planet. I am not prepared for that level of factory work, not yet. Also, there is a sandbox mode, which essentially is do what the hell you want. There is no constraints. Do whatever you want. You can customize that so you can start off with a lot of stuff. Do what you want, basically. Sandbox. You all know what sandbox is. Another mode that I need to tell you about is the procedurally generated maps, where you can just make your own map with the information that you want, set the size of the map, the amount of resources on the map. You know, it's totally customized. One of the things that the developers of this game have done is make it extremely customizable, which is fantastic. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Now, there's a lot of game options as well for sound, vision, and all the rest of it. It's very polished for an early access alpha game. So let's get down to business. What do you do in the game? Well, you start off with just a pickaxe. No, you don't. You don't even have a fucking pickaxe. You start off on this quite a big world. It's like a top-down view, as you can see. And you then mine a bit of stone, build a furnace, mine a bit of coal, put the coal in the furnace, mine a bit of metal, put the metal in the furnace, and then you can make a metal plate. Then with the metal plates, you can then make a machine that will do everything. What you've got to do essentially is become a lazy bastard. That's what the whole point of this game is. You start digging a bit of coal and you think, fuck this for a game of dominoes, I want a machine to do it. So you build a machine that runs on coal that will mine the coal and put it in a fucking box for you. And then all you need to do is move your fat ass to the box and say thanks, got lots of coal. And so you then put the coal in the furnace, and what the furnace does, it uses the coal as fuel, and then you get a machine that's powered by coal to dig up the metal, and then the metal from that goes into the furnace. But that's still a problem. You've got to actually put the metal into the furnace. So what you do, you build another lazy ass machine to pick the metal up that the metal diggers dug up and actually place it into the furnace. So you can just sit back reading your pornography while it does all of that. So that's great. So you've now got this little situation where you've got machines digging, machines then getting the stuff that it digs, the resources, putting it into a smelter, and then it's making stuff. But the problem with all this is it's all smoky because it's coal, and smog, pollution, attracts the local monsters. So we don't want any of that shit. So what you do is you build a pump, then a pipe, then some boilers and a steam engine, and you go electric powered. Electric is much more efficient. You can power much more things. It's cheaper than coal. Let's get this done. So you build electricity. You connect your machines via telegraph poles that you build by chopping down the local forests. No wonder they're pissed off at you, the inhabitants of the planet. And then you run cables from machine to machine, which gives yourself electricity. And you build a research lab and research more technology, and then you just become a megalomaniac of laziness. And what you do then is you build bigger, better electric powered drills and mechanical arms that will just pick stuff up and put it in your furnace for you and just allow you to expand. Then you get conveyor belts that will run the materials from one place to another after you like making an assembly line. So, you know, one bit might bring the metal out of the ground, then smelt it, then that smelted will make it into a plate, which will then make it into a cog, which will then utilize the cog to build research materials in another part of the game. But then to make things even more lazy, you can build automation machines, so they'll actually put together the bits, so you don't even build the fucking pieces anymore. You just say, I want you to make me ammunition. So you make sure that you are feeding the right materials into this machine, and it will turf out ammunition at the end of the day. So again, you just got to remember, the flaw that I made is I'm so used to games to doing everything myself that I keep forgetting you've got to be a lazy bastard in this game. But that's where the fun is. That's what makes this game so bloody brilliant, because all the time you've got to unlearn what you've learned in Minecraft and all these other survival games. You've got to think, no. If I'm doing it myself, I'm doing it wrong. Let's get it automated. And then eventually you build robots that just do all the running around for you and everything. And you should have a throne where you can just sit down on your fat ass reading a copy of Razzle. That would be the perfect end game for me with this. However, it's not quite like that. You are constantly getting attacked as the native inhabitants of the island, of the planet, get bigger, stronger, faster, more ferocious as time goes on. You have to fortify your factory with walls, turrets. You carry your own sidearm. You can upgrade that to a machine gun, and it becomes quite an in-depth RTS of survival. I was just kidding about the lazy stuff. You are running around like a blue-ass fucking fly playing this game, trying to micromanage a lot of things. The more things you can automate, the better it's going to be for you in the long run, because you just don't have time to do everything. You are running around thinking, right, that's building that, that's building this, that's building the other. And the crucial thing about this is planning. If you plan it out wrong, which I do all the time, I mean, I'm so new to this game, I've only sunk about 10 hours into it, and them have just gone. It's like, 10 hours, where the f*** did them 10 hours go? What the f***? You know, it's like, I didn't go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm such a rebel. I mean, that's how bad. I got nearly beaten up off my wife playing this game. And you know what fucking annoys me? They'll be fast asleep if you go to bed at midnight. Fast asleep if you go to bed at midnight. But if you come to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, you fucking wake the c***s up. How do they know? Why did they never... What time did you come to bed last night? 12. Okay, cool. But when it's 3, when it's once a year that you actually stay up till 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, they know. What were you doing up at 3 o'clock in the morning? And you can't say, I was trying to automate vehicle production in my factory. So you say, I was watching a really good film. I got engrossed. But you were on your PC? You can watch fucking films on your PC. Let's get over that. You know, one of the best things about this game, it's that level of satisfaction when you start to see what you've built and you think, bloody hell, I was chipping away with a fucking pickaxe 10 minutes ago and now I've got a conveyor belt. It's just amazing. I've never really played anything quite like this game. It's not available on Steam yet, but there's a link to where you can buy it if you want to jump in, if this is the kind of thing that appeals to you. And I know it's a bit like Marmite, this, I think it's kind of one of them love it or hate it kind of games. I love it. It's got an extremely steep learning curve. Bear that in mind. You will be pulling your hair out learning this. It does have a tutorial and there's probably a lot on the internet as well. But if you're into this kind of management game, you will love Factorio. I'll be coming back to this in 6 months I'll be playing it all the time, to be honest, but I'm going to come back and do another update on this in about 6 months' time. So there you go, that's Factorio. Brilliant little game and definitely worth a buy.